Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 5 of the Calendar Season League. We are here in the lovely city of Barcelona, or just outside of the lovely city of Barcelona, for the Spanish Grand Prix. This 2.9 mile track with 16 corners, 2 DRS sections, and a lovely track in all round, honestly. One of my favourites. We are straight on board here with positive vibes. He is actually on a flying lap, going up to turn 9. This is the first of the DRS sections. It's long back straight. You're going to see some few people have issues coming onto turn 9. It's caught many people out over the years, getting that power down a little early. This also catches people out. That little bump on turn 11 sends cars flying sometimes. And yeah, we are straight into the action here. Positive Vibes will be one of the first to set a time. There's a car in front of him, he's also going to set a time, but let's watch Positive Vibes coming around the chicane now, down Catalonia, turn 16, and then onto this long home straight. And there we go, 120.7 to start us off with. Everyone seemingly on the super soft tyres today. I will just let you know what compounds we have, because it's here. Super soft, softs, and mediums. Obviously, a 25% race. Yeah. So 25% race means tyre strategy isn't massively important. And yeah, so let's find someone who's about to start a flying lap. He's in the middle of it. He's coming to the end of it. Or is he coming to the beginning of it? Right, so let's go on board with Unity. He's halfway through that. Well, I stay with Frank Honda. I think he's currently P1 in the championship. So a lot of expectations on his shoulders for today. Max Thorne is not here tonight. He would be pushing Frank all the way. And indeed it was the first time that we met here in Barcelona. So Frank Honda coming around the final corner. Yellow flag's not too much of an issue at this stage because it's normally people just getting out of the way, driving slow on line. And Frank sets a 17.8. Wout, sorry, is on a 17.2 at the top. And he's got that throttle pin wide open. Right, let's go have a look at Unity then. Coming down the home straight, let's do a ride along for the full circuit tour. So turns 1 and 2. This is where people could pick up penalties. That second corner, you get it ever so slightly wrong, it really messes up. This is a long right-hander turn 3. Again, you don't want to go too far wide as Wild Wolf 1 has retired already. He's been a 19.2, not too shabby. Turn 4, a long hairpin. And a little squirt, and then you get to turn 5, and even a tighter hairpin. And then you go in downhill towards turn 6, which is this little kink here, and then the uphill chicane, turns 7 and 8. I love this chicane. Don't know why, just do. Turn 9, this is where you're going to see people lose the back end. They run a little bit wide, put the power down, that back end will come round and send them into the wall. Now into turn 10, tight left-hander. Going to see some overtakes there today. Then turn 11, that little jump on the inside can send you a bit unstable if you're not ready for it. Round turn 12, into the tight turn 13. Not a lot of room on this exit, into the chicane. 14 and 15. And then you get the power down as you go around turn 16 and keep it left towards the line. And you do a 118.8 for Unity. So P5 at the moment as it stands. Got just under 12 minutes to go in the session. So, quite a few people have done the outlaps already. Crazy isn't out. And Vin is going the wrong way. On an outlap, so that's not the best start to an outlap. But hopefully he's not taking too much out of those tyres. Waza is currently catching him up now. He is on a flying lap here in the Williams. Little lift off in the middle of turn 3 there. Styx has retired as well. I wonder if that was at turn 9. We'll hopefully find out when Waza gets up to there. Coming now down towards the turn 4. And down the hill as some people are starting to join the session. Hopefully we're going to get a few more drivers in here and make the race that bit more exciting. Let's have a look to our right and see if we can see some damage up there. I can't actually, so not sure where they've lost it, but they have already retired. They've put in a time fortunately for them, and Waza wants to play with the bollards. Oh, yeah, that's what's will destabilise your car. You hit it that hard.
Now coming down towards the final few corners.
See who handles these. Neatly done. Hopefully that destabilisation in the middle of turn 11 has not knocked his time down too much. He does 17.2. Yeah, that didn't really harm his time, did it, when you do that? So that's your provisional pole, as Rexon is currently in the pits on those soft tyres. As Vin sets himself off, so let's go straight up to Vin and see what he can do. He lost it on the warm-up. He's going now. Just keep an eye on Rex and see if he does actually come out on those softs. I'd be surprised if he does, because I don't think he's going to beat that time of 15.2, but remains to be seen. A little lock up there from Vin, taking a slightly wider line. It's going to hamper his time just a bit. Coming now up to this lovely chicane. Car looks a bit unstable going through there. Let's see how he handles this. He's just sliding through these corners. I think he might have taken a lot out of those tyres on that spin at the beginning, but we shall see. Another big lock up there going into turn 10. And this is a scruffy looking lap, but so did Waz's. Waz's looked really scruffy, especially that last sector. Been now just going around the chicane and then into the final long right hander, losing the back end again. I think his ballast might be a little bit out, and he does a 19.6, so he's P8 for now. Teammate who is retired right behind him. Wout goes fastest with a 16.8. That is a beastly time there, as Crazy is on a flying lap coming up to turn 4. Let's see what he can do. Oh, he's just held that back end. That seemed to get away from him a bit there. Coming up to this fast chicane. Just a shift down there. I don't know if that was needed, but it might have been. Oh, he's held it. Oh, he held it just. Well, I say held it, I mean he held his front wheel still on the car. That's what's important. As it looks like the Salvers are giving each other a little tow there. That's interesting. Crazy's really fighting that car now. Is he going to set a time, or is he just going to pit? He might as well pit. He can't. He's not going to beat a 20.7. Oh, he's staying out. Hey, 25.1, well off the pace there. So let's have a look at Unity on the softs. Actually, so is Rexon. He's nope, that's not a flying lap. He's already bailed out of that. Rexon then coming up the towards turn 11. Just he's in mode 0, so he's going to start a lap in a moment. So we'll stay with him, see how these softs handle on this track. Unless he decides he wants to pit, but we'll find out in a moment. He's pitting. So those softs obviously not working. Oh, that's where someone lost it on the pit entry. Sort of wheel hub there. Kimi goes even faster. He's up 17.78. Still in mode 5. He might be going again by the looks of things. Nope, that's definitely limping. Good timing. So Frank coming around turn 12. 4 corners to go now. See how he does. He knows what he's got to beat, a 16.8, which is an absolute beastly time. But that back end might have cost him, but he's coming around in good time here. 15, 16, 16.8. Up to P2 there for him. So it's only just off the pace. Look at that gap. Well, with a 16.871, Frank Honda with a 16.893. That gap is tiny. Look at that, 0.02 of a second between them. And let's have a look then. Wazza, he's starting to fly it. He had an absolute beastly lap, but made a big mistake at turn 11. I honestly thought he was not going to put in a 17.2. So let's see if he can put this together and get himself right up the top. 6 minutes to go now. Crazy has put in 2 laps on those super softs. Joseph's put 3 laps on his. As his back, he's bailed out of that one. He just was not feeling comfortable coming through turn 5 there, and I don't know if he's going to go again on these tyres, or, well, we'll find out shortly as Rex is coming back out on the super softs. Unity is still on those softs. Let's see how he does. If he wants to start on the softs, he needs to beat a time of an 18.8, which is a alright time, but there is a big gap between him and Kimi of nearly over a second even. He's not beaten it, not by a long shot. Nearly 2 seconds off his previous best. He's going to have to try and find some pace somewhere. He's closest DRS, so he's not using that. So let's have a look. He's going again. Try and keep an eye on Wrexham when he starts doing a lap as well. I know he's got the pace to get up there. Weiser throwing it in very wide on the apex there on the first corner, and he knows that it is not going to be good enough, and he's given up already. He threw it into turn 1, and it said no. So Wrexham then in the Renault, currently P4, 17.5, and he's off and running. Let's see if he can close down the gap to the leaders. As we're just over 4 minutes left in the session, so people will be looking to come out with about 120, 130 on the, well, sorry, 130, 140 on the clock. 120 probably won't make it. Even 130 might be on the edge. So everyone's getting ready for either getting ready for their last stints or going to try this a quick one in now. Get back into the pits, get a fresh set of boots on, and go again. Very sunny day. Sun's a little low, but there is not a lot of clouds in the sky. What will happen in the race? I don't know. Vin has also retired. That's sector 3. That might be on the pit entry. We'll see when Wrexham gets there, where it was, hopefully. Just a little bit off the apex there for Wrexham, and using all the available track on the exit. Lucky Walnut has also retired. That's in sector 3 as well. Yellow in sector 1. What's going on here? Wrexham throwing it into the chicane. Oh, he took a little bit too much of that last one, and he knows that's nothing. So he's going to come in quick, get a fresh set on, and go again. Meanwhile, we're going to go have a look at positive vibes then. There's Lucky Walnut. He's not actually out. I think he's just retired from session. Obviously not working for him today, and he's had enough. So positive vibes then, looking to climb himself up the grid. There is some big gaps forming in the mid pack. He's 2.6 seconds off the lead, when only 5th place, 3 places above him, is less than a second off the lead. So it's going to take a mighty effort to just claw back that time. He's got to find 2 seconds really if he wants to move up, and that's not 2 seconds. He's kept it out the wall, fortunately. He's keeping it going. Be interesting to see if he does try and complete this, or I think it might be too late for a pit. He should really have stuck this in mode 0 the first chance he got, built it up, because he's only going to have 30% when he crosses the line. So the front 3 are all out. Wrexham's still in the pits. Kimi's also on a flying lap. Unity is out on an out lap. And Crazy is on a flying lap by the looks of things. So let's have a look at Crazy. Coming up turn 11 then. He's going to have time for another lap after this. Whether or not he'll take it is a different matter. And I think he might not improve. That time is at 1:10 already. Oh, that's an aggressive attack on that corner. See how he handles. And he's up by 2.8 seconds. He jumps up. My mistake there. Up to 7th place there for Crazy. A decent lap in the end. So Unity is not on a flyer. Frank Honda, his teammate, has just gone in front of him. So Frank Honda's going to start us off here with those things. Or no, it's Wout. Wout is on a fly lap, so we'll stick with Wout then. Coming around the exit of turn 5. Down and then up towards 7 and 8. see how he goes around here. Just a quick shift down and shift back up. Keeps it safe. 30 seconds left of the session. Those in the pits are done. So that's Joseph, positive vibes. Obviously we have 4 retirees, and that might be well done. I think it is. Yep. So let's see. Frank Honda is currently going around on the grass just outside turn 5. Wazza, turn 11 then. Let's see. Oh, that's very aggressive. And I think he's bailed as well. Oh, has he? Yeah, that was very aggressive for turn 11 there for Wazza. So let's go and have a look at Frank Honda then. Coming down the back DRS straight. See if he can claw in well at the top. That gap is so tiny. He should be able to get into it. His teammate is just behind him as well. There he is. He's going to get a little toe down the straight as well. Be beneficial for him. Oh, it's an interesting camera angle. As Frank heads down now towards the line. 15, 17. He's not going to improve. And nor is Unity. So as it stands, well, we'll take pole. Unless Rexon or Kimi. Kimi is done for. Rexon's going to be the last man to try and set a time then. 3 corners to go. Let's pin that throttle to the floor and get going. And I think he's going to miss out as well. Yes. So there you go. Well, we'll start at the front of the grid for the race. Let's have a quick final rundown of those qualifying positions when everyone ready's up. And there you go. So, Wout taking the pole, followed by Frank, Wazza, Rexon, Kimi, Unity, Crazy, Wild Wolf 1, Positive Vibes, Vin, Sticks, Lucky Walnut, and Joseph rounding out. Only 13 races here today, so let's hope for some great racing. I've been informed by the Renault mechanics that Rexon's DRS failed in qualifying. I wonder who's going to get fired for that. Probably the driver. Alright then, race time. Little overcast as well. That could, hopefully that's going to bring a little rain later on. I can only hope, because it does make things a little bit more interesting. Just waiting now for all the drivers to ready themselves up and get it onto the grid. For those of you who are interested, it's it used to be called the Circuit de Catalunya until the city of Barcelona actually sponsored the circuit. So it's now a City de Barcelona Catalunya. The first race held here was in 1991. For those interested, lots of random facts for you. And here we go, we're on the grid. 5 red lights. And that's a long delay, and we're out, and we're off. Get myself up to the front. So we're all going side by side down into turn 1. Tricky braking. Rexon tries to dive down the inside and does, and he's up to P2. A little bit of contact there on Well as he runs off the track to try and keep hold. And we're all safely through turn 1 and 2 for now. As a Ferrari running very wide. Big movement going on behind there. So Unity's under pressure. Let's go on board with Crazy on the back of Unity. Let's see if he sends it down the inside. Was Unity going to send it down the inside? Oh, late braking there from Crazy. Living up to his name. As he tries to attack, as just in front, Wazza and Kimi going battling. Nearly a bit of contact there from Wazza. Oh, the way Kimi reacted there looked like there was contact, but now we're coming round. Turn 9 onto the back straight. Let's see if anyone can get a nice bit of slipstream. Unity definitely has, as he's attacking Wazza and looking to go around the outside. There's someone flying off the background. Not sure who that was. That might have been Vin or Sticks. That was Vin. And Unity is unable to get past Wazza as Vin has retired. Come around the long turn 12 now, down towards the tight technical section. Not a lot of overtaking opportunities here. Let's go through the chicane. Now get that power down as Wazza has pitted already. Obviously something not working out for him. Must have picked up a little bit of damage. We'll have a look at him in a moment. As... Oh! Wrexham and Wout must have come together because that is Wrexham facing the wrong way. What is... Whoa, it's all kicking off here. Positive vibes. Wrexham's gone. And I'm not sure what's happened here. There's a lot that's happened here. I think I've just joined in the middle of absolute carnage. Wrexham's obviously had a coming together with Wout. Didn't see it. And that's worked in. Actually, that's really worked into Waz's favour because he's got a pit stop out the way with. Surprised to see no safety car with all those cars flying around the place. As Positive Vibes has picked up some damage through this, and he's struggling to keep that car on the track. Wrexham's got damage. So if Sticks has got any damage, I think he might have escaped it all. No, he's got left end plate missing. Lucky Walnut, I can't see from that camera angle, thank you. Codemasters, yeah, that's a great camera angle, thank you. Just trying to see who has damage, because I suspect there'll be a fair few people that do. Now, he looks fine. Crazy looks fine. Wild Wolf 1 looks fine. Lucky Walnut, he's missing front right. Yep, so there's even more. There's a lot of people going to be pitting here, and I think McLaren boys are about to mess themselves over here. If Lucky Walnut does pit, Positive Vibes, and he's staying out. He's happy with what he's got, or what's left of what he's got. Unity, however, on the rear here of Kimi, coming round turn 2. He's not close enough to make a move. As further back, Crazy's gone off. What is going on today? I mean, I've seen this track covered in snow before, but never in online lobbies. So, there you go. Lots of people at the back now pitting to get their new noses on. Crazy's also going to pit to get a new nose. Lucky Walnut will pit again. Or will pit to get a new nose. Let's have a look at those pit stops. And there we go. So, Wazza, the first stop is, so he's actually done his one stop. He's on the medium, so he'll be going to the end from there. So that early pit stop has really worked out for him because he's managed to escape a lot of that carnage that he could have been in the middle of. Crazy really struggling with the lack of front wing. Lucky Walnut now with DRS and the slipstream. This should be an easy pass. Or not. He's not making a dive for it. Crazy runs very wide. Lucky Walnut sends it up the inside. And I think, yeah, that's him past Crazy. Crazy can't really fight that. Lucky Walnut's also got damaged front wing, but slightly less. So, Unity on the rear of Kimi. That's not going to make a move unless he does a stupid dive. And he hasn't. Kimi runs very wide there. Unity's going to close in a little bit, but not enough to make a move. Coming around turn 3 into turn 4. He's not going to be close enough, so Crazy's pitted. He's going to put on the mediums. Oh, Unity's back end kicking out there on him. And as it stands, this is currently the only battle on track, so we're going to stick with this until something else appears. Which might be, see where Crazy comes out. He might come out right in front of Positive Vibes and Sticks. Unity with some great closing speed, but not enough to close in on you, on Kimi. That gap is still holding at 1 second. Unity's just really struggling to close in. As Rexon is also pitted again. It's not his day today by the looks of things. Let's have a look. As he picks up another front wing damage, I think he might have. I can't see much there on the front left. Is this wing number 2? It is wing number 2 for Rexon. His day's gone from bad to worse to terrible. Unity, however, is still hunting down Kimi for P2, while up front Frank Honda has extended his lead to nearly 5 seconds. And he's only on lap 5, so it's a second per lap. He's running away with this already. Wonder if strategy will play a big part in this later on. And yeah, this is still the only battle on track. Those who have pitted will come into it later on. Let's just look and see how far they are behind the leader. So Waz is 32 seconds behind the leader, so Frank Honda, when he pits, will come out in front of Lucky Walnut, most likely. Lucky Walnut, who hasn't actually pitted yet, does have front wing damage. And Unity locks up big time going to turn 10. That's really hampered his chances of getting past Kimi now. If he's not careful, he's going to be in zero section at the moment. He's in the pit window as well. So whether or not he's going for the undercut. Kimi, oh, they're both going in, both missing the posts. So battle of the pit crew. We're still on board with this actually, because Wazzo's got past lucky one. That's not surprising. So Sif. So Kimi's gone onto the softs. He's definitely going to come out in front of Unity. And there you go, he's gone past. Unity gets a little held up as well for his troubles. And Wazza coming down the home straight now. He's going to come out right into this battle. Oh, he's not there, miles away. That's Rex, and they are lapping then. Yep, Rex already a lap down on the leaders. He'll just be trying to stay in the race to get some points. At the moment, if he finishes, he'll get a point. But he's got to be careful though, because he'll be trying to unlap himself on the soft tyres. Kimi Unity also on the soft tyres, but there's a little bit colder. I think Rex should almost sit here, but then he's got 50 odd seconds to try and catch up to Crazy. He needs to get after him. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up anytime soon. As Positive Vibes has spun again. He's recently pitted. Oh no, sorry, he has pitted a while ago, but he's really struggling with his track, and I think he's lost that front left again. He has. Positive Vibes, they, just like Rexon's, going from bad to worse to terrible. His teammate's still up there in 6th, but he still needs to pit and have a front wing change. I suspect he'll be doing it this lap, as the race leader has pitted, Frank Honda. So lucky one is coming in. Let's see whether. So Wazza is on the rear of Rexon, who's between him and Unity. Rexon's going to have to be careful because he's going to get blue flagged and he's going to have to move out the way any minute now, really. But then Wazza's not really that close until he gets into the corners. So let's have a look at position changes while we're here. So Wazza's only dropped 1 place. And Rexon's now got a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flag. He just needs to move out the way or he's going to get even more. But to be fair, what's going to happen to him? Not a lot. He's trying to pass Unity at the moment. And he's going to have to be really careful. He's only got 1 penalty so far. If he gets a couple more, he might get a disqualification. He's on the rear of Unity. He has to be almost wise just to let him go, but don't let yourself be open to Wazza behind. But at the same time, Rexon is blocking Wazza from overtaking Unity. Kimi sets the fastest time, 20.2. As let's have a quick look further back. Rexon looks like he's going down the inside there, and he does. He's going to have to be careful. He's got another 5-second penalty. He just needs to get out of the way now, because he is racking up penalties like there's no tomorrow. Well, from his point of view, he should be allowed to race, but he's getting penalties because he's racing. And yeah, I mean, you're a back marker. If you're trying to be lapped or unlapped, you've got to be careful. And Rexon has now retired from the session. Don't know what happened. I think he just had enough and retired. So let's go. Let's stay here. Wazza on the rear of Unity, picking up a little bit of dust there. He's not going to be able to close down now, but he will get a chance unless Unity locks up. And Wazza's gone into the vacuum, and Wazza has left the session as well. He's had enough. Well, if you lock up and drive into the back of another driver, it's 100% your fault. So that's going to open things up a little bit. Unity will move comfortably away from Wazza, as he'll most likely just slide down the order. Let's go on board with Crazy on the rear. Sticks then coming up to the chicanes of turns 7 and 8. aggressive driving there from Crazy. He's going to have DRS here, but he's got to hold it here, and he does. Sticks covering off the inside. Is Crazy going to try? The outside, sorry, Crazy's going to dive down the inside. That's another terrible camera angle, but you can at least see the car is just past. Lovely. So let's stay with Sticks then, as he's looking to come back at Crazy. Sticks with slightly older tyres, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. But Crazy's just got to easily drive off that final corner. Sticks with DRS. And he's closing a little bit, but he's not going to close enough to make a pass. Crazy goes very defensive very early on. And he probably could have just kept his line. Sticks was that far back. Oh, Sticks losing the back end, but held it nicely there. He nearly put himself into the wall. Now up round turn 3 into turn 4. Sticks is dropping off a little bit. As Frank Honda starts lap 10 of 17. Not long to go now. And I don't suspect there'll be many more overtakes, although looking at that, Wild Wolf 1 is closing in on the rear of Wazza. Wazza obviously with a front wing damage, and Wild Wolf 1 is on the better tyres. Wazza pitted on lap 1 with, again, front wing damage. So it's not working out for him. If you can make those tyres last and keep off Wild Wolf, then he'll claim P4. And that gap is now less than 2 seconds as Wild Wolf 1 is reeling him in. And that gap is tumbling. I'd be surprised if Wazza is able to hold him off. Oh, sorry, correction. Wazza is DC, so that explains that, doesn't it? I'm getting too excited for nothing. So let's go back to Sticks and Crazy. Sticks with DRS coming down towards turn 1. Crazy's gone very defensive again. And Sticks going to go round the outside and then have the inside. He tries to, but there's just not enough speed in that Ferrari. He's going to stick on the back of Crazy. He loses the back end a bit. Obviously, no drag available. He's in the dirty air going around that fast right turn. As Frank Honda gets under the 120s, but only just, and sets the fastest lap of the race so far. So we'll stick with Sticks and Crazy. Wild Wolf 1 is battling Wazza, but Wazza is a bot, so that is pretty much redundant. I haven't said that. Wazza seems to be pulling away from him. I thought he was a bot, but he seems to be driving rather quickly. He's got the X by his name, but he's not a ghosted car. Oh, positive vibes. Oh, he's just probably getting out of the way there. Not too much to worry about there. AI on this is driving really well. But not well enough. Wild Wolf 1 sends one down the inside. And moves up to P4. So let's go back on board with Sticks then. He's on the rear of Crazy. He's much closer this time. He's got to have this move. Pulls out the slipstream. And he's going to... Oh, he's not going to have it. Again, Crazy defending. Well, not Crazy defending. Crazy is defending. And Sticks is just loses that back end again, going around the fast right-hander. Let's see if Sticks can stick with him through this section and then into the back DRS straight. Might be a little too much to ask for him. I think Wazza might hold on to P5. What lucky of all night is 34 seconds off the pace. Unless Wazza does decide to stop on the bot of Wazza. So Sticks having a nightmare turn 9. He's got off. Broke very early there. Very early indeed. As he's dropped right back. I'm not sure what's happening with Sticks. He's just suddenly got on the brakes very early going to turn 10. If there's a virtual safety car, I'd understand why, but there's not. So, the race is now starting to pit itself out into not a lot, in all honesty. The closest gap is 2.6 seconds, and that's going to increase for a while. Unless Sticks just wanted to coast for a bit and save some fuel and then come at him. Save those tyres. But yeah, so let's just go have a look at our race leader. He's been on a little race of his own so far today. He's on just started lap 13. He gained a place as Walt DNF'd very early on. And he just controlled it. Set the fastest lap. Not by much in all honesty. Kimmy's got 20.2. Frank with a 19.95. But yeah, this race is starting to just fall into not a lot in all honesty. Bottle Wazzer is doing very well to still be going on 10 lap old mediums. After he stopped on that one, and with that little bit of front wing damage that he has. Just keep an eye on the gap between Crazy and Lucky Walnut. That might start coming down. So 2.2 seconds at the moment. Frank must be having a really exciting race out front at the moment. The only thing I think he's had to do is pass lappers really after the first lap. As his gap is up to 5.5 seconds, he's on pretty much on coast home method mode already. It's crazy, he's just lost a second there to Lucky Walnut. It's crazy, had a little off maybe. That gap is at 3.5, 3.2 now. And yeah, that gap is now starting to sit steady at 3 seconds. Crazy, had him at 2 and a bit seconds and has lost a lot of time, but Lucky Walnut's just picked up a 3-second penalty. That means effectively Crazy's only 0.4, 0.2 now of a second behind him. And now he's got it under 3 seconds, so effectively Crazy will move up if you can keep that gap at less than 3 seconds. And they are on lap 14 now. Not long to go. Hopefully for Frank he'll have someone to actually battle with. Be it a back mark or what. Sticks, I think it's the next back marker, yep. Let's go on board again with Crazies. That gap is starting to come down again, but this is where he lost the time last lap. And he's held it this time. Gap is at 2.1 seconds. Let's go on board with Lucky Walnut, see how he's handling this track. He's not using all of it. And he got a lot off the power there, and that's going to allow Crazy to really close in. And does. Look at that, 1.8 seconds now, 1.6 seconds. Just gained a half a second on just that straight. Lucky Walnut isn't seeming very lucky at the moment. He's fighting that car. Gap is now down to 1.7 seconds. And he's not going to get DRS this time, but he's only 1.2 seconds behind. So he's going to get a bit of a tow back here, but not enough to really reel him in. He's going to have to just hold him through the next part of the lap until he gets the lap to turn 9. We'll pick up that DRS once again. But a little bit oversteer coming out of turn 2. And Lucky Walnut has increased that gap. Well, now it's decreased again. Lucky Walnut had a little bit of oversteer of his own, or understeer, sorry. Going around turn 3. Let's go on board with Lucky Walnut. See how he's doing. Again, he's just not looking massively comfortable, and Crazy's got that gap down to under a second. Lucky Walnut's really fighting the car through that chicane. And I don't think Crazy's going to get DRS. No, he's not. But that gap is still under 1 second now. It's 0.8 of a second. So coming up to the final few corners of the lap. He'll have DRS again in a moment. That gap is now down to less than half a second. He's reeling him in. I think we'll see a pass, most likely on the home straight this time round. Crazy's just seemed to have had that much more pace than Lucky Walnut. And aggressively attacking those curbs is Crazy. Here's that DRS. 0.7 is the gap. And he's closing in. It's not going to close in this time unless he goes for an audacious dive. He doesn't, but Lucky Walnut does take a little bit of grass with him. He's gone board with Crazy as he's trying to get on the back of Lucky Walnut. Lucky Walnut's gone a little bit wide. Crazy's looking down the inside here. He's only looking though. Just a bit of window shopping. Will he try the inside this time? No. He had a little look. He's just got to keep it nice and tidy. Wait for Lucky Walnut to make a little mistake like he normally does. That we've seen today. As Frank Hodder has started lap 17. So yes, they're only on lap 16. They're going to have another time round to attempt this pass. He's going to DRS now. But the straight isn't that long. He's going to really struggle to close him in and hope Lucky Walnut. No. Doesn't make a mistake. Keeps it calm. A little back end stepping out there for Walnut. Crazy looking down the inside here. Is he going to send it? No. He knows he's got that DRS straight coming up. He doesn't need to take any little risks just yet. If it's the last lap, then that's a different story. And Lucky Walnut gets a terrible drive out that final corner. And Crazy's on the back of him. DRS open now. And slipstream. And mode 4. But he's going to run out of ERS if he's not careful. And he's made that pass look easy. And there's a little bit of lag there for Lucky Walnut. Just to go with it. And Frank Honda has won the race while this is happening. Kimmy well off the pace. And yeah, there goes Lucky Walnut. He's had a little off. So Sticks is finished unfortunately, so he's not going to claim this position off Walnut. So that battle is pretty much done for. So Wild Wolf 1 will be taking home P4. Decent race for him considering he started at the back after his crash in qualifying. He'll be well chuffed with that performance today. And there we go. Weiser, despite disconnecting, will come home P5. Yeah, a decent drive, but just a few issues for him today in all honesty. Meant he couldn't take much more than P5. Crazy, 30 seconds behind Weiser now. And he'll take home P6 unless there is substantial penalties to him, which I don't believe there are. I think we're on regular corner casting, so things you can get away with. Positive Vibes is also finished in P9. Crazy to take P6. Lucky Walnut put up a brave face in those closing stages. The hold off Crazy, but unfortunately he couldn't hold him off the whole way, and for some reason he's pissing on the final lap. If you can explain that, you're doing better than I am. And there you go. Finishes in the pit lane. And there they are on the podium. I unfortunately have to skip that because it really lags out the stream. Apologies. So there you go, full confirmation of the final results. Frank Honda taking the win from Kimmy, Unity, Wild Wolf 1, Wazza, Crazy, Lucky Walnut, Sticks, Positive Vibes, and your DNFers, Rexon, Walt, and Vin. So yeah, thank you all for being here with me today. Back next week with the crown jewel of all races, and the race that will see the least finishes of the season. We're off to Monaco. Best track, one of the best tracks, if not the best, on the circuit. Even if you can't overtake, it is still just a beautiful place to race. So yeah, back same time next week. So 8 o'clock UK time. And thanks for all for being here. See you next time.